Oh, howdy doody, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Twisted Koi. A very fucking cold Twisted Koi. Oh, but I've got to get on and do something today because I'm bored fucking senseless. These ain't happy because that's sitting at 1 fucking degrees. The filter house is sitting at 0. As you know from a couple of shorts, I've managed to get 90% of the filter boxes taken down, and I've got a few bits of wood that I can re-salvage to try and make some kind of proper cover for the IBC tank. But to be honest, it's just been too fucking cold to come out and do anything because my fucking arthritis has been kicking the shit out of me saying, what the fuck are you doing? But I got a nice hot cup of tea in the filter house, so I can wrap my hands around that. And I've also got my gloves are on the radiator at the moment because I've been taking some of the slab work down out the front on the old Twisted Koi pond, and I've got a few bits brought through, and I want to start getting the let's spin the around. Start getting this wall finished off, but I want the wall to go all the way down, come across, and then come across the front of this box. I'm only to the first step, and the reason for that is because that top step will not be concreted because I want to use that top area for cleaning the brushes off on. I'll put a bit of bamboo through, and then I can spray them down there, and then it just washes straight down into there and soaks away then. That's the plan anyway. And you can see where I've been dripping. But, touch wood, so far, we've still got water movement, we've still got flow. So, pipe work is hanging in there really well. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do a top up because I don't know if that down there is frozen. I've got to put some boxing in round there to keep that warmer. Got water level drop in here because, as you can see, I got fucking icicles on the shower again. I mean, look. I mean, I say good afternoon, it's fucking 1:30 and I've still got thick frost. But touch wood, thank fuck, we haven't had any of the old proper white stuff yet. Mind you, walking the dog last night, you would have thought you was walking on snow, but yeah, the frost was that thick on the path. I was like, fucking hell, crunch, 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 as I'm trying to walk as fast as I can to get the dog round to get back indoors so I can go to fucking bed. But anyway, first job of the day. You know what I'm saying? Another big thank you to Martin for me sign. A big thank you to Marge for me frame. But that's going to go just there. And a big thank you to Si for Si's World of Koi for another mug edition. But other than that, there's not a lot gone on in here. As you can see, 1.3 degrees in the pond, and in here it is 0. So with that in mind, I am seriously contemplating now whether it be an inch of Celotex if I go with the old rubber liner route, or an inch of polystyrene if I go the rubber liner route. But if I go for the fiberglass like I want, then I will be putting at least an inch of insulation around the inside of that tank. And that is until that should help me. That should help until I'm able to, at some point in time in the future, is to insulate the inside of the shed as well, because it's fucking cold in here, guys. I'm telling you. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I do, as and when the time's right this year, I do plan on cladding this thing outside with some battening and some feather edge, so there is the opportunity there to put some insulation on the outside as well, so that should help. To you, Skeggy, I know I'm not going to slurp. That's too fucking hot anyway. Oh. But yeah, that's about it in here. I mean, Susan did come up with a good idea with the old mug. That is, put another piece of CLS on there and then put a Perspex front on it. So I reckon that should look quite nice. But the plan is now, I'm going to get this picture up and then, like I say, I'm going to get on with some bits out there, providing my fingers fucking let me. But the first job, clean this pink foam, because I used all different types of foam out there on the front. I used normal expanding foam, and I had some waterproof foam, and this pink one I was informed was flame retardant. So, you know, and I tell you what, density wise, there is a whole difference to it in comparison to like the normal one, which is really thick. This is very airy and spongy. But yeah, going to clean that down, and hopefully we can get a top made for there, and then I can have some plastic to put up there. Fingers crossed. Yeah, look at that. The fucking cold's getting me already, and I've only been out here 8 minutes. But yeah, they're looking a bit sorry for themselves, for when the temperature is 1 degree, what do you expect? But like I say, they huddle for a little while, and then they'll come up and they'll have a mooch about. And I do think this year, if I don't get a spawn from the Shiro and the Kiyetsuri, then I think he might be going in with the Asagi. And on the note of the fry, Jesus Christ. Now, in fact, let's have a quick go through. Oh, damn sight warmer in here than it is out there. Let me tell you that, cupcakes. Oh, I feel that warmth already. Oh, fingers on the radiator. Oh. I know I've got to clean the front of the glass, but yeah, we've got a bit of a toxic wasteland going on in there. And they are eating like fuck. Now I'm going to put you on pause a second because Susan's calling me. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, we've got a bit of a toxic wasteland going on here. Oh, look, there's my chocolate chagoi, Gimrin chocolate chagoi from my spawn in that one. But as you can see, we've got a bit of a green thing going on here at the moment, and the only thing I can attribute that to is the LED light that's on the top, and the fact that I got a south-facing bay window bang in front of it. So yeah, but they get a daily water change. I've got one of these big orange buckets here. They get a daily water change of 3 of them every day. And they are feeding like fat at the moment. And you do have to sit here for a minute before they decide to start coming back up close to the glass. And I have seen every single one of them, and they are all looking absolutely swish. They're grubbing about at the moment because they've not long been fed, and I'm feeding a mixture of sinking and floating food at the moment. So yeah, that's my little toxic wasteland. But the fish are doing really well, as you know. They do really, really well in green water, so I'm not overly worried at the moment.
No.
So they haven't had their daily water change yet, so what I will do is once I've done the water change on here, we'll have another look, and yeah, you'll see them a bit better. But I'm over the moon with the progress they're making. They're definitely starting to grow now, considering I haven't got me heated tank down the bottom up and running yet. I'm really pleased. So, yeah. It's awesome watching them because every now and then you'll just have this shape just come out of the depths. Here we go. There's my Ginrin chocolate chag from my spawning. There's Kopi's Ginrin chagoi, and that's the metallic soragoi. So yeah, they're definitely putting on some size. They're doing really well. I'm really pleased. Oh, and while we're this far through the house, I might as well go out the front as well. Oh. Skirt around the boys' new computer chairs. So, yep, we've made a start out here as well. Tell you what, it is a damn sight warmer out here than it is out the back, but I've got to get shit on out the back. So, as you can see, we are in a sorry state here. That's what was the front wall of that box over there. And for those of you that are new to the channel, you can now see the inside walls of this pond, and they were built out of bits of broken up patio slab, dry stone walled, not a dot of cement in place, and that's all the way round. As you can see, I've started taking that one apart there. The front is exactly the same, and then all we did afterwards is we put a tiny little bit of mortar in between the gaps just to finish it off, because behind that paint it looks exactly like that, not including the dog shit. So the outside was dry stoned, the inside was dry stoned, and then the soil was compacted down in between. And when you pack the soil down, your walls move out, so you just get a lump hammer and a bit of wood and you force them back in, until you get to a point when you can pack the soil down that none of the walls move either front or back. Then you're golden. My best mate Brad, we built his first pond like that, and he'll probably affirm this or tell me the right measure. I'm sure it was around 2,700 gallons, his first pond, and that was how we constructed it. There's also a gentleman that I know lives over in Winklebury. A few years ago I helped him construct a pond, and we used sandbags, believe it or not. Not the Hessian ones, the ones that look like a bit like a tarpaulin. Yep, as we were digging the pond, filling up the sandbags, flattening them out, and we just bricked them. That was another 2,500 gallon pond, held back by soil and sandbags. So when I say it don't have to be expensive cupcakes, it don't have to be expensive at all. Not one iota. So anyway, that's enough of me flapping these. I'm going to go and warm my hands up and get on and do something. Catch you later. Woohoo! How we diddling cupcakes, my fucking hands. Look at them. Oh, that was a bit of work that I didn't expect to do today. But hey, let us have a look. And my brother. There it is. Koi Keeper's Corner. And my picture from Phil G's boy, Alfie. And from Mrs. Skegster over there. So, yep, that's what we've been doing in there. And I was going to play about with blockwork, wasn't I? Well, while I was tidying up in there, this switch box that came from Pickles, I thought, fuck it, I'll get on and do that instead. So what it means is now is both the IBC tank and the Tosai tank are on their own plug, so I can actually isolate stuff, because to start with it was going straight through on from this shed, it goes straight through to that plug unit there, and I had everything on single plugs. I've got rid of a double plug, and I've also managed to get the new light in for the Tosai tank as well, so that's all nice in with a proper connector and everything else. So yeah, gone. So what we got here, I'm going to paint this white so I can relabel this. But you've got the IBC tank is the first three, and the last two will be the first three are the Tosai tank, and the last two will be the IBC tank. This one's not on at the moment because I haven't got the UV for that yet. I'm going to get another little drop-in UV for the... let me spin you out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to get another one of them drop-in UVs to go into this Easy Pod, and that will be on this switch here. And then I've got my air pump. Next one is the water pump for the IBC tank, and as you know, I'm not going to be putting a UV on there, so all that's going to need now is an air pump, which is that switch there. This switch now runs that box. That one's for the greenhouse heater, which leaves me one socket spare for the light, and if I want to do anything out here, then I can use that socket as well. And yeah, pretty chuffed with the light actually, considering it was $6.99 from Home Bargains. Going to be a lot brighter than that strip light I had in here. And to be honest, I think what I will be doing is getting a couple of these to run the growing on tank. But yep, they're doing absolutely lovely in there. And we've got a subscriber coming on Tuesday. He's going to be popping in on his way past. He's on his way home from Southampton. He's going to be on his way home from Southampton, so he's going to be popping his head in. I think he's going to take a couple of chagways out of the turtles biff the retreat. So yeah, welcome to them. You know, if someone wants to rehome all them bifters in that tank, just give me a shout. You can have them. But on that note, that's me finished out here for the moment. I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea, I think, and then I might have a look at these this bit of slabbing around here, because I've only got 2 usable lengths. So even though I've cleaned them all down, I think what I'm going to have to do is rip them down the middle, because those little bits there is not going to be enough for the gap that I've got. So that's going to be a job for tomorrow, is to rip that wood in half, and then we'll get some kind of proper cover made for this. I've got to get a bit of wood in there to hang that net up there, because that's the Tosai tank net, that's the IBC tank net. I might swap them round actually. In fact, no, I know what I'll do. That one can go back to being the Tosai tank net. That one can go in the shed as the growing on net, and then the one that's in the shed can come out here for the IBC tank. Yeah, they're still kicking in there. Poor bastards. But once I can get this this cover sorted out, and then get the last of this walling in, and I can get the last of the expanding foam in the walls, that should help it a great deal. And then it's just a case of boxing that in and making a nice lid for it. Remembering that I've got to leave the last chamber. Leaving that last chamber there open to the elements, because that's got the calla lilies in it. That's the final polish and everything else. So yeah, I'll get you down, go and make a cup of tea, and then see if I can get a bit of stonework done. I will have to take this lid off of here for the minute so I can get to it, but we've still got a little bit of light left. I mean, gee, 4:30 and it's still daylight. Oh, spring's on its way, cupcakes. Won't be long now. Won't be long now indeed. So I'm going to put U-Bot down so my music will start back up. I want to get a little bit more done out here before I go in there and sort out the fish tank. Alright, back shortly. Oh, as much as I'm loving listening to Pink Floyd, that is me done for today. So, we got Martin sign up, we got electric sorted, and I managed to get another chunk in there. So tomorrow I can take about a bit more. Tomorrow means I can take down a bit more of the front pond, so I can continue. We're getting there slowly. Like I said, Rome weren't built in a day, but for £6, this light is chuffing awesome. It's Geordie's Benny Come On route. Got lemon harawaki there. Mark's Country Koi Shower, Quenny Koi Goshki, Sacco Fish Farm Tancho Shower, Ginrin, Akin Ki Matsuba down there, Deutz, and there's a couple of Deutz Aka Matsuba in there, there's one there, and there's one down there. So yeah, I can quite happily shut that up now. Turn the light switch off because we don't need that. These have livened up just a little bit, so what we'll do, I will be getting rid of this fucking thing. It's just there temporarily at the moment. I got to admit the temperature has come up ever so slightly, but that can only mean that it's going to plummet again very shortly. And the only one that seems to have shown any real distress over this this whole cold period is Lumpy, my Shiro. But like I say, apart from sitting on the bottom like cigars, which they're going to do when you're sitting at 1 degree, they're going to fucking sit on the bottom like cigars. They ain't going to want to move about, are they? And if they do, very, very slightly. Yeah, we're 1.3 degrees in the main pond at the moment. But saying that, I was sat in there last night and making a point of looking into the pond because my oldest boy came in and he said, "They're not fucking grown, Dad." And I'm like, well, yeah, but I stopped feeding them quite a while ago, and yet they're still putting on size. You can see it. It's night and day. So I don't know really. Maybe it's a case of they built up enough fat reserves through the winter to continue growing slightly. Don't know. Maybe it's a question for Ricky. Maybe it is. I think I'll pose that one to him. And I will do a measure up just before we really start. Just before the middle of spring sort of thing, just to see if there is any difference, if any, between them from when I measured them in November. Definitely worth thinking about, though, isn't it? Yep, still got icicles, and yep, that bit of pipework down there is frozen up at the moment, so until I can get that defrosted, I can't top the pond up. Or if I do, it'll be with containers again. Took me fucking hours last time we had all this. See, look, they're all up off the floor now. Just to prove me wrong. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to go indoors and I'm going to warm the fuck up, and then I'm going to get the fry tank water change done, and then I'll come back to you. I don't know, eh, cupcakes? Here we go. That's Sunday over and done with. I finished the water change on the... Can you see the green glow coming off that fish tank? I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, I've done the water change in there. They're just hanging around now waiting for their last feed of the day. And yeah, even though my fingers are suffering, I fucking hate them switch boxes. They have got to be one of the worst fucking switch boxes on the market. But use what you got at hand and all that, you know. So yeah, got rid of a few plugs and exterior sockets. Exterior sockets outside out. Who'd have known it? But yeah, these have had their water change. As I say, they're just waiting for their next munch. As you can see, we have thinned out the green a little bit. There's my Gimrin chocolate chagoy from my spawning. So they're just waiting for a munch now. There's one of my Ginrin achievers. There's Kopi's Ginrin chagoy there in the corner. Yeah, so not only does it sound like grot bags lair in here, it's also looking like grot bag's fucking cauldron. And on that note, guys, I've been Twisted Koi. You lot out there have been great, and we'll catch you on the next one.
That's all, cupcakes.